Discover how a humble delivery girl amazingly transformed 9 programmers' fate in front of the CEO. Emma zipped through the vibrant streets of Austin, Texas, her delivery bag bouncing against her back like a determined heartbeat. Just 24, with a cautious smile hiding the weight of the world, she maneuvered between sleek office buildings and buzzing food trucks. But it wasn't just the thrill of the job that propelled her. It was her younger sister, Lily, who looked up to Emma as both sister and mother after losing their own. Every day she clutched her dreams close, even as they felt miles away to the renowned software company. Emma's routine was almost ceremonial. She'd arrive breathless, to deliver lunches to a team of 9 brilliant programmers. They pulled late nights and fought deadlines while their CEO scrutinized their work like a hawk. But behind every Technicolor screen, Emma saw their weariness, the tired eyes and forced smiles. She felt their silent strain mirrored in her own struggle. As money often tightened the grip for both parties today, however, there was an electric tension in the air. Emma delivered sandwiches and salads, their scents mixing with the metallic tang of technology. As she bantered with the team, cracking jokes about their lack of lunch breaks, she noticed their chatter grow heavier, their laughter strained. She faded momentarily to witness an internal battle, a team yearning for validation but constantly brushed aside by a judgmental boss. Suddenly, the door flew open, and in walked the CEO, eyes clouded with frustration after an excruciating meeting. "The latest project is flawed," he snapped, his words landing like heavy stones. The programmers bowed their heads, shoulders slumped under the weight of his gaze. Emma felt a pang for them. She, too, knew the sting of unrecognized effort. Before she could step outside, fate nudged her forward. "You guys are amazing," she said, her voice breaking the thick silence. "I know you can do this. You have a spark that others overlook." Her heart raced. "Have you all sat together to share ideas? Like really share?" There was a moment, a beat where time folded around them, deepened by hunger and desperation. The team exchanged glances, as though her words had stirred something long dormant. Inspiration bubbled to the surface, and before she knew it, they gathered around the break room table, unleashing dreams and ideas like fireworks, vision igniting against the backdrop of computer screens. Emma's heart soared. But then she sensed a shift in the atmosphere, like the calm before a storm. The CEO hovered at the doorway, wide-eyed as he witnessed his team transform from defeated to empowered, their laughter echoing in the stark room. It hit him. Perhaps it was time to rethink his approach. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue." Emma's plea echoed in her mind, an earnest call for unity. "It doesn't matter where you come from," she urged, gathering strength from her own struggles. "What matters is hard work and belief in each other. You guys know talent when you see it." Tension crackled as the team nodded, hearts reignited with hope. All eyes turned to the CEO, uncertain and tense, the weight of his choice pressing heavily against the room. Would he embrace this bond of resilience, or cling to the familiar chains of bias? Suddenly, the air thickened with unanswered questions, leaving an abundance of possibilities hanging in the balance. Emma's presence had sparked a moment of clarity, but would it be enough to change them all forever? Silence enveloped the room, thick with anticipation. Emma could feel the energy shifting, a charged undercurrent pulsing just beneath the surface. The CEO's expression fluctuated between skepticism and burgeoning realization as he processed the scene before him. The programmers, once nervously huddled, now stood animated, exchanging ideas as if rediscovering their passion. Emma's heart raced. "Why not?" he finally said, voice steady but softened. "It seems I've been looking at this team the wrong way." A flicker of surprise swept through the room, followed by a wave of cautious hope. Emma could hardly breathe. Had she really sparked something within them? "You have a unique creativity," he continued, eyes locking onto each programmer as he addressed them. "I want your input. In fact, let us make this a collaborative effort." The words hung in the air, almost too good to be true. Emma felt a swell of pride as she watched the team buzz with renewed energy. They were no longer merely technicians, they were visionaries, ready to breathe life into their project. The laughter spilled back into the room, hearty and genuine now, the pressure lifting like a weight off their shoulders. Emma couldn't help but smile, her heart swelling with joy. All of this, she realized, had stemmed from a simple act of encouragement. She felt connected to them in that moment, not just as a delivery girl, but as an intricate part of their journey. But just when Emma thought she could revel in the achievement, her mind shifted to Lily. Thoughts of how this moment could empower her sister slipped in like a whisper. What if Lily could see what belief and support could do? What if she learned to chase her own dreams with that same fire? Emma's eyes softened as she imagined her sister's smile, carved from pure determination. The CEO, now a surprising ally, stepped up to a whiteboard, scribbling down ideas that flowed from the team like water. Let us start mapping this out. We can iterate, improve, and innovate together, he said, and Emma could see the spark of team spirit igniting fully. But as they dived into the brainstorming session, a flicker of doubt crept into Emma's mind. What if this moment was fleeting? What if the CEO's collaboration evaporated in the unforgiving climate of corporate pressure? Would the team's newfound unity survive the inevitable challenges? She felt the weight of responsibility settle onto her shoulders. If they faltered, they might return to their previous patterns of despair. As the discussion carried on, Emma discreetly excused herself, stepping out into the bustling streets. She took a deep breath of the Austin air, the warm sun painting her face with its golden glow. A nagging thought surfaced: this was just the beginning. She had unknowingly become a catalyst for change, but now she must find a way to make that change durable. Determined, Emma pulled out her phone, fingers trembling slightly as she typed a message to Lily. I want you to come to meet someone special, she wrote. You're going to see how hard work and believing in yourself can turn the impossible into reality. With every tap, Emma felt a sense of urgency growing within her. She didn't just want to change a group of programmers' lives. She wanted to inspire her sister too, and anyone else battling against their own obstacles. But just as Emma hit send, a familiar voice called out behind her. There you are. I was looking for you. It was the CEO, bounding towards her with an unexpected grin on his face. We need your input, Emma. You've got ideas too. You sparked something in us today. Emma felt a thrill rush through her. Did she really have a place at the table? Was her experience valid enough to contribute? I can help? She stammered, her heart racing at the chance to engage further. Absolutely, he replied, the enthusiasm contagious. You're part of this now. The possibilities unfurled before her like a wide-open road. But a profound question lingered. In this whirlwind of change, could Emma truly find her own voice amidst the chaos of new expectations? As the sun dipped, lower in the sky, casting golden hues over the buzzing city, Emma took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her voice ready to soar. And she silently vowed to grasp this moment tightly, as she embarked on an unexpected journey of empowerment with the programmers and perhaps, just perhaps, with herself. What awaited her in this unpredictable journey? Emma stood frozen for a moment, both exhilarated and terrified. The CEO's words wrapped around her like a warm blanket, offering comfort amid the uncertainty. As she returned to the conference room, her heart beat wildly in her chest. Would she truly have the courage to share her ideas? A sliver of doubt flickered, but determination quickly snuffed it out. The atmosphere inside the room felt electric. The screens lit up with colorful diagrams and bold ideas. Programmers, once weighed down by corporate mandates, were now animated and alive. Emma could see their faces, creativity spilling over like a pot on the verge of boiling. She wanted to join them, to dive deep into this wave of inspiration. Okay, can we take a moment? Emma called out, making her way to the front. She could feel the team's eyes on her, some curious, others apprehensive. Taking a deep breath, she forced herself to stand tall. I know I'm not a programmer, she started, her voice quivering just slightly. But I spent the last few weeks watching you all and learning what you're capable of. You have so much talent here. Let us embrace it. A murmur of agreement rippled through the room. The CEO nodded approvingly, which ignited a stronger pulse of confidence within Emma. We all have a spark. Let us share that. I know I'm no expert. I'm just a delivery girl passionate about dreams. And I believe we can turn this project into something magical together. The room erupted in applause and Emma's cheeks flushed. The team's excitement bounced back at her, fueling her desire to contribute. She offered ideas that hadn't crossed her mind before. A mobile-friendly design, user experience tweaks, and incorporating user feedback loops. As the brainstorming continued, she found her voice intertwining with theirs, weaving together various strands of thought. The conversations were passionate, laughter echoing in the corners of the room, and in that moment, Emma saw the potential for real change. But even as they worked together, she couldn't shake the image of Lily from her thoughts. Her sister's journey loomed large, an ever-present reminder that not everyone had the support Emma herself had found in this room. Would Lily find encouragement in her ambition too? Emma felt a tug at her heartstrings, a need to share this moment with her sister who had long been overshadowed by her fears. Hours passed, and under the glow of fluorescent lights, a plan began to form. The team connected on ideas, building upon each other's suggestions with infectious enthusiasm. They turned what had once been a drab project into a vibrant vision. There was something powerful in their collaboration. Even the CEO appeared more energized. As the meeting wrapped up, Emma stepped aside, catching her breath. She felt alive, but the knot of worry about Lily tightened in her stomach. Could she convey the impact this experience had on her? It was time for more than just shared ideas. It was time to share their story. With urgency igniting her actions, Emma sent Lily another text. "You won't believe the energy here. This is just the start. Meet me at the park in an hour. I can't wait to share what we're doing and how it can change everything for us." Just as she hit send, a shadow fell over her. Emma turned to find the CEO standing there, an expectant smile on his face. "Emma, we need to showcase these ideas to upper management. I need your insight and perspective for the pitch," he said, excitement sparking in his eyes. Caught off guard, Emma took a step back. Did he really want her input at such a high level? The pressure settled in her chest like a rock. "Me?" she whispered, the weight of responsibility crashing down. "Yes," he urged, pulling her back into his enthusiasm. "You've got the pulse of this team. You understand the heart behind our project. Your voice matters." Emma realized that this was a turning point not just for the programmers but for herself. Could she really step into this role, aligning her newfound confidence with responsibility? The sun had begun to set, casting hues of uncertainty and possibility along the edges of the room. "What if I mess it up?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Then we'll learn and grow from it," he replied encouragingly. With each heartbeat, she felt the duality of fear and courage dance within her. This was her moment to stand up not just for her new friends but for herself and for Lily. The door swung open, and the bustling energy of the office spilled into the hallway, a reminder of their collective potential. Gathering the strength she had unknowingly cultivated, Emma nodded. "Okay, let us do it." As they headed toward the pitch meeting, Emma couldn't help but wonder. How would her sister respond to the story of resilience and transformation they were on the brink of creating together? The uncertainty twisted in her stomach, but one thing was clear. This was just the beginning of a journey that would intertwine dreams and reality more than she'd ever imagined. Emma walked alongside the CEO, her heart hammering in her chest as she felt the weight of expectations settle on her shoulders. The conference room loomed ahead like a stage waiting for its actors. She glanced at the CEO, who beamed with confidence, his energy infectious, lifting her spirits momentarily. But deep inside, a whirlwind of self-doubt swirled as they arrived. The buzz in the room seemed to fade, all eyes turning to them. The atmosphere shifted from excitement to tension as Emma took a deep breath. She could already feel the weight of the team's gaze on her. Would they trust her? Could she communicate not just ideas, but the passion they'd all shared in that earlier brainstorming session? "Let us give them a show," the CEO said quietly, sensing her hesitance. She nodded, more to herself than to him. This was her chance, not just to represent the team's creativity but to prove to herself that she belonged here. He introduced her with fervor, and as he spoke, Emma grew anxious, her mind racing. "And Emma has been instrumental in guiding some of our most exciting new ideas." Instrumental? A lump formed in her throat. The jargon felt grander than her reality. She stepped forward, staring down at the polished conference table, which was lined with stern faces and crossed arms. They looked like judges, she a nervous contestant. Thank you for having me, she began, her voice steadier than she felt. I'm here to share the hopes and dreams we have for this project. She placed her hands on the table, grounding herself as she glanced at the faces of her team, quietly leaning on their encouragement. They had believed in her when she doubted herself. Now, with each word, she shared their ideas. The mobile-friendly design, the user feedback integrations, the passionate commitment of innovators who longed for their work to shine. The room seemed to come alive, but there was an underlying scrutiny beneath the enthusiasm. Their reactions bounced back at her. A mixture of intrigue and skepticism. It encouraged her to dig deeper. She spoke passionately about the potential impact on users, how their approach could revolutionize the industry. With every argument she made, she pictured her sister Lily. She thought of the times when sharing dreams felt impossible, and how she often felt overshadowed in those moments. She pushed that thought to the forefront, letting it fuel her conviction. This isn't just about a project for us, she asserted. It's about creating something that inspires every person interacting with our work. There was a palpable silence as her words hung in the air. She could see her colleagues nodding, feeling the connection. And then she spotted a flicker of understanding in the upper management's eyes. Maybe they were beginning to grasp the heart behind the numbers and data as their presentation wrapped up. A faint sense of relief flooded her. Her heart still raced, but she felt lighter. The CEO's approving smile was reassuring. "Emma, that was incredible!" he exclaimed, and the room erupted in applause. Yet even as she reveled in the moment, a pang of concern for Lily hit her again. Just then, her phone buzzed with a notification. It was Lily replying to Emma's earlier text. "Can't wait to hear about it. But I hope you're being careful. You don't have to go too far out of your comfort zone." Her heart dropped. Was Lily still cocooned in her fears, despite her sister's encouraging words? The contrast between their journeys felt immense. Emma had taken a leap, and perhaps Lily was still at the edge, afraid to jump. In that moment, it struck her. This was not just a victory for the project, it was a moment to help her sister see that she, too, could follow her dreams. "Let us take this energy and make it real," the CEO said, pulling her back from her thoughts. "We'll finalize the pitch and then celebrate." Emma felt a stirring surge of determination. This path wasn't just for her. She had the chance to bring Lily along, to show her it was okay to be brave. As they exited the meeting, suffused with electric excitement, Emma wondered how she could bridge the gap between their experiences. How could she create that spark of inspiration for Lily, ignite the fire of belief in her sister that had burned brilliantly in her own heart? The world beyond the conference room buzzed with potential, and Emma stepped into it, ready to face the next challenge. But would Lily let her in, or would she remain shrouded in doubt? Emma stepped into the hallway, adrenaline coursing through her veins. The presentation had been a whirlwind, but now with their ideas out there, a new energy filled her. She could hear the chatter of her colleagues, excitement buzzing around her like electricity. Then the laughter broke through. She smiled, thinking how rare these moments were in their industry, where competition often loomed larger than camaraderie. But now was not the time to celebrate alone. It was time to reach out to Lily, to tell her about this leap she had taken. Emma pulled out her phone again, fingers trembling slightly. She typed out a message. "Guess what? I just presented our project and the room was buzzing. I really think we have something special here." She hesitated for a second, adding, "I wish you could have been there. I want you to dream big too, Lil." The response was immediate. "Wow, that's awesome. I'm really proud of you. But please make sure to be careful about pushing too hard." Her heart sank a little more. There was that cautious tone again. "I could use some of your energy," Emma typed back, trying to keep the mood light. "Let us plan a day together. I want to show you that taking risks can lead to amazing things." As she pressed send, her mind drifted back to all those moments with Lily sharing dreams under the stars, turning every whisper of what could be into a promise of possibility. Those memories clashed with the reality of the barriers her sister had built around herself. Emma wanted to break them down, to let Lily know that she didn't have to guard her heart so closely. "Earth to Emma." The CEO waved a hand in front of her face. "You in there? We've got a celebration to get to." She blinked and smiled, shaking off her worries. "Right. Let us celebrate." As they moved toward the lively gathering growing in the lobby, Emma prepared to share the joy of the presentation. Colleagues were already chatting animatedly, glasses clinking as they marked the first step towards their new project. The celebration felt well-deserved. The team had fought hard for this. Emma made her way through the crowd, laughing and chatting, enjoying the feeling of being part of something grander than herself. Yet, even amidst the laughter and applause, a quiet voice crept back into her mind. What about Lily? In the midst of the revelry, she noticed a small group in the corner, discussing code and deadlines. Their passion for the project reminded her of what she wanted to show her sister. She caught herself reflecting on her journey, and the weight of living up to expectations not just professionally, but personally too. Suddenly an idea sparked. She turned back to the crowd, eyes glimmering with excitement. If there was one thing she had learned today, it was the power of storytelling. What if she invited Lily to the next team meeting? They could share their journey and open the floor to the team's ideas. It was a shot in the dark, yes, but maybe that was exactly what Lily needed, a place to be heard, to break out of her comfort zone. Emma pulled her phone back out, fingers flying over the screen. Hey, how about joining me for the next meeting at work? I want you to meet my team and help brainstorm ideas together. You'd be a great addition. Before she could doubt herself, she hit send. Her heart raced with anticipation and fear. Would Lily accept? As they raised their glasses for a toast, Emma felt a wave of hope wash over her. She was inching towards something bigger, not just for her own career, but also for her sister. But when would that moment arrive? Would she find the courage to leap alongside Lily? The world seemed to smile upon them, waiting for their next move. And with that, the celebration felt like a prelude to a story yet untold. One that would challenge the very boundaries they both faced. Emma stood amid the laughter and cheers, her heart still pounding from the thrill of the presentation. The celebratory atmosphere had lifted her spirits, but thoughts of Lily lingered like an unwelcome guest. What if she did join the meeting? Could she really be part of this world? Emma couldn't help but hope. The noise of the gathering faded momentarily as her focus shifted inward. She wanted it to be right for Lily, to feel authentic and inviting. Her own journey had been a tumultuous one, filled with countless moments of doubt. Often it felt like she stood at the edge of a cliff, contemplating a leap into the unknown. Would Lily be willing to take a similar step, or had her sister already fashioned her own sturdy safety net? Realizing she had drifted off once more, Emma shook her head and focused on the celebrations. She spotted a few familiar faces from the team, engrossed in animated discussions. Each laugh, each cheer felt like ammunition to silence the voice inside her that kept asking about the next steps for both her and Lily. Emma, come join us. One of her teammates called out, waving her over with a grin that sparkled through the crowd. With one last look at her phone, she made her way toward them, feeling the contagious energy seep back in. As they all toasted to their success, the CEO's booming voice caught her attention. This is just the beginning, folks. You've each put in remarkable work, and I can't wait to see where this project goes. Remember, we're an agile team, and innovation rests on all of our shoulders. Emma nodded along, feeling empowered as she glanced around. Her team was filled with bright minds, the kind she daydreamed of collaborating with. She felt a familiar twinge of guilt creeping back in, a query of whether her celebration would ever include Lily. How could she convince her sister to step into that light? Later, as she moved deeper into the crowd, Emma found herself strategizing. She needed to show Lily that this was a safe space where different perspectives flourished. And not just for her sister's sake, but for the group. She could already picture Lily, seated at the table, with everyone engaged and listening to her thoughts. It would be empowering for the whole team. If only she could commit. Hey Emma. The voice jolted her back to reality, and she turned to find Max, one of her colleagues, standing beside her with a bright smile. You got a minute? I wanted to talk about your ideas from the presentation. Of course. Let us go somewhere a bit quieter, she suggested, grateful for the distraction. They drifted away from the main hub of the celebration, finding a quieter corner near the window where city lights twinkled like stars. As they discussed potential avenues for their project, Emma's thoughts wandered again. Could she channel some of this energy toward her sister? Together they could create something beautiful. They were an unstoppable team, one that shared a history woven with hopes and dreams. Emma, are you listening? Max's question brought her back. Yes. Sorry, just thinking about how we can really make this project resonate, she answered, forcing a smile. She could see the flicker of concern in Max's eyes but quickly redirected her focus back to the work at hand. When the conversation wrapped up, Emma found herself standing by the window, the city skyline aglow with potential. Taking a deep breath, she took out her phone once more. Hey, just wanted to follow up on that idea from earlier. You seriously should consider joining the next meeting. It would mean a lot to me if we could share this journey together. As she pressed send, she felt something shift within her. The fear mingled with anticipation settled into a warm sensation of hopefulness. What if this wasn't just about her anymore? What if it actually prompted change for both sisters? The thought dazzled her. But back at the party, wouldn't Lily feel lost amongst all these talented professionals? Would she even want to respond positively? And what if she turned Emma down? With a soft sigh, Emma leaned against the cool glass, staring out at the bustling streets filled with life. She was ready to face any uncertainty that lay ahead. But as the minutes ticked by without a response from Lily, Emma wondered, was she truly ready to break free from that self-imposed prison, or would she always be tethered by fear? The crowd began to thin out as the party wound down, but Emma lingered near the window, unable to tear her gaze from the shimmering city lights. Her heart raced not just from the excitement of the night, but from a gnawing anxiety that tightened around her. She glanced at her phone again. Still no message from Lily. Emma couldn't shake the worry that had settled in her stomach. What if Lily felt excluded? What if the thought of stepping into this world intimidated her? Emma began to replay their last conversation in her mind, the hesitance, the avoidance. It haunted her as if it was a ghost guiding her to a crossroads. Hey, you good? Max's voice broke through her thoughts once more. He approached, his brow furrowed in concern. You seem a bit off. Yeah, just thinking about my sister. She might not feel welcomed here. Emma sighed, feeling exposed. Talking about Lily was like unleashing a torrent of emotions she had kept bottled up for far too long. Do you think she'd actually want to come? Max asked gently. I hope so. I just wish she could see how incredible this place is. There's a space for her here, and I want her to feel it. Emma's words tumbled out, tinged with urgency. She was desperate for Lily to understand. Max nodded, considering her words. Why don't you take a different approach? Maybe invite her in a way that feels less daunting. Share the good stuff, the fun parts of it. Make it sound less like a board meeting and more like an adventure. Emma smiled slightly. That's a good angle, actually. The idea sparked a sense of clarity. It wasn't just about the work. It was the connection, the bond they shared that could bridge this gap. Max leaned casually against the wall. His demeanor relaxed despite the heavy topic. That's the spirit. Maybe make it an event for just the two of you? A casual meetup, perhaps? At a cafe or something. No presentations, just talk. She might feel more comfortable that way. Yeah, that could work. Emma nodded more enthusiastically now. Ideas swirled in her mind: an inviting cafe with cozy chairs, the scent of freshly brewed coffee. I could take her somewhere she loves. Exactly. And just focus on her. Let her express herself without any pressure. They stood together for a moment, breathing in the potential of the night. Emma felt a flicker of hope reignite. She could do this. It wasn't about forcing Lily into a defined role. It was about inviting her to embrace whatever part of this journey she might find exciting. As the sounds of laughter and clinking glasses faded into the background, Emma's thoughts bubbled with ideas. Surely she could share the beauty of innovation and collaboration with her sister, without the pressures of the corporate world looming large. Just then her phone buzzed, making her jump. The name on the screen sent her heart racing. It was Lily. Emma hesitated, fear gripping her. She had built this up in her mind. What if this was more bad news? Taking a deep breath, she opened the message. Hey, sorry for the delay. I just saw your invitation. What do you mean share the journey? I'm curious. The words were like an arrow piercing through her anxieties, igniting a new spark of determination. Emma bit her lip, hastily typing back a response. I think there's a place for you here. Let us revisit our dreams together, not just mine. Meet me tomorrow to talk it over? This was it. She pressed send, heart racing as she waited for the dot of a response. Would her sister feel the pull of connection too? But before she could dwell too long in her thoughts, she heard a voice near her. Hey Emma, did you hear about the next big project pitch? I think we'll need all hands on deck. Emma turned to see another colleague, and with that, the seriousness of her situation felt momentarily suspended. Yet somewhere deep inside she knew the path ahead was critical. And when she turned back to look at her phone again, she felt a quiet pulse of dread and excitement. Would tomorrow bring a new beginning or another hurdle? This time she was ready to face whatever came her way. She pondered this moment. Her phone buzzed again. Emma glanced down and paled. It wasn't just a message. It was a call. And it was from Lily. Emma's heart thundered in her chest as she stared at the screen, the call icon hovering like a specter. She took a deep breath, fingers hovering over the answer button. What if this was the moment she'd been waiting for? Or was it the moment everything would crumble? Come on, Emma, she whispered, her voice barely audible amidst the fading party chatter. This was too important. She tapped the button, and the call connected with a soft click. Hello? Lily's voice came through, clear yet laced with uncertainty. Emma could almost picture her sister biting her lip, a habit that had followed her since childhood. Hey Lily. I'm glad you called. Emma forced a cheerful tone, hoping it masked the whirlpool of emotions beneath. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lily replied, still hesitant. I read your message. Sharing the journey? Sounds interesting. But what if I mess up? No one else going to mess up. We're just talking like we used to. Remember those late-night chats over coffee? Emma's words flowed, painting a picture of warmth and safety. I just want you to feel included by me and in all of this. No pressure at all. There was silence on the other end. Emma could almost hear Lily's thoughts spiraling. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Lily spoke, okay? But Emma, what if I don't fit in? What if this new world? It's not for me. Emma bit her lip. Her sister's fear felt like a weight pressing down on her. You do fit in. You always have. You're creative. You can think outside the box. I wouldn't want to start this journey without you. A soft sigh echoed from the phone. You really believe that? Of course. You are my sister and you have so much to offer. Let us just meet and talk, okay? We can start with pizza at that cafe you love. Lily chuckled lightly, and Emma felt a flutter of hope. Pizza always works. Just the two of us? Absolutely, Emma smiled, picturing their favorite spot. The buzzing energy of the cafe blending with the aroma of melted cheese and basil. A perfect backdrop for a family connection. Okay, I'll be there, Lily confirmed, some of the weight lifting from her voice. Great. Just text me when you get there and I'll meet you. Thanks, Emma, Lily said softly, and for a moment, it felt like their childhood bond re-emerging, rekindled in the simplest of ways. That as they hung up, Emma felt lighter, as if a heavy shroud had been lifted. She was still battling uncertainties about the meeting, but she wouldn't let worries dictate their bond. Suddenly, the party's vibrant atmosphere seemed to pulse around her, invigorating and full of possibilities. Maybe this was the turning point. But just then, Emma's phone buzzed with another message, causing her heart to skip. It was from Max. Hey, I'm still at the party. Want to join everyone for the after party? I think it would be good for you. Emma hesitated. Part of her craved the distraction, the chance to celebrate. Yet, she knew that tomorrow held more weight than any celebration tonight. Thanks, Max, but I think I'll take a rain check. I have some important family stuff to focus on. Got it. Take care. With that message, Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. Setting her sights on the morning, when she and Lily would finally reconnect, she stepped away from the crowd. But just as she turned to leave, she spotted someone across the room. A stranger with intense eyes watching her. For a fleeting moment, their gaze locked, as if aware of the cracks in her heart and the dreams she was nurturing. Attention hung in the air. Who was this person? Did he know anything about her journey? And why did it feel like she was standing on the edge of something monumental? Tomorrow she would face everything head-on. But tonight, a new thread of curiosity pulled at her heart. What did this stranger's watchful presence mean for her and Lily's meeting? Emma stepped back, trying to shake off the feeling of being watched. The crowd around her buzzed with joy and laughter, yet she felt detached, like a ghost floating through the festivities. The gaze of that stranger still lingered in her mind, igniting a mix of curiosity and unease. With a deep breath, she turned toward the exit, pushing through the crowd. Each step felt heavier, as if the weight of the world was settling on her shoulders. Tomorrow would be different, it had to be. She just hoped she could put her thoughts in order before seeing Lily again. As she walked, the phone buzzed again. This time it was Lily. "Hey, I was just thinking about what you said. About our childhood talks. I really miss those times. Can we do that again?" Just hearing her sister's voice lifted Emma's spirits. "Absolutely, Lily. It's going to be just like old times, I promise. Remember, no pressure, just pizza and catching up." "Right. Okay. I'm excited and nervous." "You and me both," Emma admitted, the tension coiling tightly in her chest as they made plans to meet. The excitement slowly built within Emma. It was a chance to reconnect, to rebuild what had been drifting apart. Her heart swelled at the thought. Later that evening, alone at home, Emma pulled out her sketchbook. She had been working on designs for a community project that she hoped would bring people together, much like she wanted to do with Lily. The pages whispered stories, passions, and perhaps even a future that felt within reach. Lost in her thoughts, the doorbell rang, startling her. Emma blinked, its unexpectedness jarring her from her creative reverie. Who could it be at this hour? She opened the door to find an unfamiliar face. It was the stranger from the party. His intense gaze now softened into a gentle expression. "Hi, is this Emma?" he asked, his voice reassuring. "Yes, that's me. Can I help you?" She felt her heart race, memories of their locked eyes flooding back. "I'm sorry to just show up like this. I know we don't know each other, but I felt like you needed someone to talk to." His presence was disarming. Uncertainty rippled through her, but something in his demeanor gave her pause. She nodded, inviting him inside, curiosity mingling with caution. "I know this might be odd," he began, hesitating slightly, "but I sensed you were on the verge of something important at the party. Maybe it was fate?" She raised an eyebrow, struggling to find the right words. "Fate? Let me explain," he cut in gently. "I just moved here and I've been looking for direction. I used to be lost, but I found my way through open discussions. Can we share our stories? Sometimes knowing someone else's journey can shine a light on our own." Emma weighed her options. Would sharing her struggles help? Was exposing her fears worth the risk? After a moment, she sighed, sensing the truth in his proposition. "Hey, I'd like that," she replied, a surprising warmth spreading through her. As they approached the couch, something inside her stirred. This was beyond just conversations about life, dreams, or fears. What if this stranger with a genuine heart could help not only her but Lily too? The night was pulling her into unknown territory. In that instant, a thread connecting their paths began to weave, hinting at the impact this exchange could have on them all. But the bigger question loomed. Would this chance encounter lead her to the transformation she sought, or plunge her deeper into uncertainty? With excitement bubbling beneath her calm facade, Emma braced herself. This was just the beginning. Little did she know how entwined the lives of strangers could be in shaping her journey forward. And just as that thought settled, a message chimed from her phone. It was Lily. "Can we talk now? I really need some sisterly advice." What would she say? Could she spill the newfound courage radiating through her? Or would it all tumble down like a house of cards? Emma settled into the couch, the stranger sitting across from her, exuding a calmness that felt foreign yet inviting. As she took a deep breath to steady her racing heart, her phone buzzed again. It was Lily. "Can we talk now? I really need some sisterly advice." Her heart ached with a mix of excitement and concern. This was the moment she had been waiting for. But before her mind could wander into the weight of her sister's struggles, the stranger, who introduced himself as Alex, began to speak. "I thought that you seemed eager, almost like you were on the brink of something big. I want you to know you can share anything with me. We all grapple with doubts, but sometimes sharing can shine light on paths we never knew existed." His words struck a chord within her. They mirrored her feelings about finding her voice and connecting with Lily. Emma decided to embrace both opportunities, sensing this encounter might help them both find clarity. "I just got a text from my sister." She's been hesitant, feeling lost amidst her fears, she shared, feeling the tug of connection with Alex amplifying. "Perhaps she just needs a nudge." Alex smiled knowingly. "Like you do." Emma pondered over his words. What if they revealed their vulnerabilities together? What if sharing a compassionate exchange could inspire both of them? "I want to help her believe in herself again," Emma said, her voice filled with a fierce determination. I want her to see she has so much greatness within her. Why don't you invite her into this newfound confidence? He suggested, his eyes lighting up. If she can see you express your fears and joys, it might encourage her to do the same. Emma's thoughts raced, the gears of inspiration shifting within her mind. That's brilliant. I could invite her to this space, to this talk. We could share what we've learned together. Exactly. Sometimes the simplest gestures lead to the most heartfelt connections. This could be the moment she needs to step out of her shadow, Alex encouraged, and for the first time, Emma felt a spark of hope radiating in her chest. Feeling emboldened, she texted Lily, her fingers dancing over the screen. Hey, how about joining me for a chat with a friend? We're talking about stuff that matters. I really think it would help if you came. Lily's reply came moments later, curiosity brimming in her response. Hey, I'll be there. What time? As she pressed send, a wash of relief flooded over Emma. She had taken the first step towards bridging the gap between her and her sister. See, Alex said with a grin. Everything starts with a step forward. Sometimes all it takes is an invitation. But Emma felt something else stir within her. The deeper realness of their conversation sparked a thought. I know Lily and I share an incredible bond, but I worry if she'll truly be open to this change. How do I overcome her fears? By sharing your journey, your struggles, and how you embraced your insecurities. Show her it's okay to be who she is in all its glory. Make her feel supported in ways she never thought possible, he encouraged. Emma nodded, processing his words. With newfound resolve, she set aside thoughts of doubt and fear. This was about empowerment not just for herself but for Lily too. Together they could face the rising tides, anchored by love and support. Time flowed and soon the doorbell rang. Emma's heart raced, and she glanced at Alex before standing to answer it. She opened the door, revealing Lily, her expression tentative yet eager. Hey, I'm here, Lily said, but she hesitated, lingering on the threshold. Come in. Alex is here too. We were just having a great talk, Emma said, her voice warm and inviting. Absorbing the intoxicating energy around them with a deep breath, Lily crossed the threshold, hesitant but determined. Emma's heart swelled with pride as she watched her sister step into a new realm. The night felt alive with possibilities. Lily, this is Alex. He's been helping me see things differently. Emma beamed at her sister, urging her to join the conversation. Hi, Lily. I'm glad you came, Alex greeted, his energy radiating warmth and sincerity. I think you'll find we all grapple with our fears and doubts. But it's those very things that can lead to incredible transformations. Emma watched as Lily's shoulders relaxed, easing into the conversation. Color flushed her cheeks as she began to engage. The three of them shared stories, laughter, and hopes, unraveling fears that had long held them captive as they talked late into the night. Emma felt something beautifully shifting. The walls that had once enclosed her sister began to crumble. Lily began to share her own aspirations, her own doubts transforming into dreams once whispered in secret. Maybe I can find my way, too, Lily murmured, her voice barely above a whisper but laced with newfound strength. Yes, you can, Emma replied, tears in her eyes as she watched the spark glimmer in her sister's expression. In that moment, Emma realized her own journey had propelled them both forward. She had transformed not just as a delivery girl but as a bold advocate for her sister, reminding them of their limitless potential. As the night dwindled towards dawn, laughter and warmth filled the air. It was no longer just about dreams but about weaving a deeper connection to life and each other, a family emerging from the shadows, ready to embrace whatever awaited them outside those doors. Emma felt a weight lifted from her shoulders, her heart unburdened. She had found her own voice by empowering those around her, and in that moment, she felt complete. This was just the beginning of a story filled with urgency, hope, and transformation, not just for her but for Lily and anyone else facing the constraints of their own fears. And as they stepped outside into the early morning light, Emma turned to her sister, a bright smile breaking across her face. Let's chase those dreams together. Now, as you finish reading, remember this urge inside you. You need to subscribe now for more incredible stories that inspire transformation. Leave a like to help fuel the algorithm and spread the positivity. Comment your thoughts and feelings about this beautiful journey. And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to hear this empowerment message. Together, Let us create waves of change.